Who's this? I put this up especially for you.
That's Ted Bundy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been there the whole time.
Three. That's it. Yeah, three. I had to double check that. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to another episode of Sparks Fly Podcast. Today joins me, Jimmy from Plumberparts. Hello, Jimmy.
How's it going, Nick? You okay?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. So, to any of you
doing some invoices.
Yeah, invoices with a bit of wooden cladding behind me. It's been a nice day today. Got this paperwork done. Got loads to chat about. So if you don't know who Jimmy is a plumber, gross, who smells, unlike Sparks, which is a fair point to make. He has his own. Yeah, well, I've already met you in person, and I completely agree with what I said. So Jimmy has a YouTube channel that has just over 200,000 subs, which is amazing. So, first question, how did that all come about?
What, like starting YouTube or?
Yeah, because obviously you, unfortunately, let's go vaguely through the whole thing. So unfortunately, you couldn't become a Spark, so you became a plumber. So let's go from there.
You know what? I mean, the amount of times I see Sparky try and wire up a Y plan or an S plan system, it's an absolute shocker. In a minute, later on in the video, we'll talk about these. You could do with these, you Sparky lot. Anyway, no, I started, I mean, obviously just the usual sort of thing. Sixth form before I became a plumber. Got chucked out of sixth form, mate, basically.
Why?
Bad. Not because of drugs, not what you think, or prostitution. No, not because of drugs. I just didn't get lessons that much. I actually paid to do my exams in the end because I was in my second year and I did do all right in them. But anyway, my old man was a plumber, so he said, look, come and do some plumbing with us. So I did that, went through the apprenticeship, and that was all in sort of industrial. I was working on like commercial buildings, like big office blocks and stuff. But we did a lot of domestic stuff as well. It was just a big old mix, really. Did the usual thing, did my apprenticeship, left.
So 3 years for plumbers, is it?
No, mate, I did 4 years. 4 years. Yeah,
we do that bad at it. You had to do it another year.
Well, we do an extra thing called clearing up. Teaches you about a broom. I'm pretty sure you haven't heard of one.
I knew you were good.
I'm pretty sure you haven't heard what a broom is, though, Nick. But nah, I mean that's it. I always why you Sparkies and us plumbers hate each other when really we should both be hating on chippies because they get in the way of everything that we do. They ignore us. They're always the knobs who are just knobs on site.
For no reason.
Yeah, I don't get it. But anyway, so I don't know really. I started doing a website helping people out, doing a bit of content tech stuff like here's how you do a tap head. Some of the jobs that I was getting called out to that were putting me off doing like big boiler jobs and things like that where the real money is.
Yeah.
And then I found out, Google ranks video higher than writing, that sort of stuff. And then one of my A levels was media studies. So that sort of taught me how to use a camera, how to edit. So I sort of used that with the plumbing that I'd learned in the previous sort of 4 or 5 years and started up this channel.
How long has it been going then?
11 years, mate. 11 long years. I think it's 11
Really?
years. 10 or 11 years. And I was so much fatter then. I look back, mate. You will do this as well. You'll look back on videos of yourself
already
from years
done it
ago.
Oh, it's only been a year. Lockdown has not been kind to me, and I look at the original videos where I'm wearing a vest in the sun. It was boiling hot, and now look at me now. I think, well, the thing is now I look at it and go, "Cool, I looked ill. I look much better now." That's the way I try and make myself feel a bit better.
Yeah, gone. Actually, no, you look ripped, shredded.
Yeah, well, sexy. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I got a few comments to start with, like, yeah. Anyway, let's move on from that. So
hey, I usually get. Hold on. I usually get either Bradley Cooper on the comments, which I'm like, honestly, get in.
Yeah,
I would actually, or Bradley Walsh.
Oh God, you are a mix, aren't you?
Let me just say it for you. Chase is over.
Yeah, all right, that'll be a nice little clip. That will lovely. Yeah. Oh dear. So
So
we
bad,
first
isn't it?
met properly was we both did a live stream from the tools. I can't even remember which. Oh, we were talking about what trade's worse or who doesn't
Yeah.
pull their weight. And I said, I have a hatred for plasterers because yours isn't so bad, but it's just like today, was it yesterday? Did a job, second fix, first fix in the kitchen, and then went back once it's been plastered to go second fix, and I had literally this much of like what you could see of a socket in the wall.
Yeah, so
I'm
you're
like,
knocking all the plaster out.
oh, and it just
Mate,
never,
at least
ever,
your
ever stopped.
plasterers show up, mate. At least they show
Oh
up. I've
yeah,
had a nightmare with the plasterer last week, waiting for them to come and skim a wall that I was at my house to put this radiator on. And let's face it, when it comes down to it, plasterers are, along with scaffolders, are the nutcases of most sites, aren't they? They're the ones who most likely have a cocaine problem or sometimes a heroin problem.
well, I've heard this as
It's
well.
true
Yeah.
though.
Thank today's sponsor. It's Tradify. Tradify is a software that helps you manage your timesheets, scheduling, invoicing, admin. What it does is saves a lot more time on site that you don't have to do at home. So you can get all your paperwork done there and then. Trust me, it saves the man hours. I've been there and I've done that. It's used by thousands of Sparks and tradespeople all across the world and the UK. They now have currently a UK tip-based team where you can get on the phone. Any questions, any queries, you can go and ask. I'll put the promo code at the bottom of the description and on the screen here for you. So yeah, go and give Tradify a shout.
Yeah, man. And I'm not saying that about my particular plasterer because he's a mate of mine, but mate, it was just impossible to get hold of. And I was a bit like, I know I need you before Christmas. And he's like, oh, Jimmy, it's like, please, mate. So yeah, there's a couple of times he said he was going to show up, but eventually he bloody got there and did it all. And now the radiator's on. In fact, I'm supposed to be filming it. Well, I'm gonna film the ending tomorrow, I think. So that should be all good.
See, this is the thing I like about your videos is like I didn't know you had the media thing in the background. So obviously you've got a bit of technology. You know how to use it and the knowledge. I literally, when I started, had never, ever, ever, ever videoed like myself or edited it or anything. So I learned that from scratch. So I literally used the basic stuff. I mean, I've still got it here. I've got it sat on the side. My
Hey, you got the GoPro, haven't you? Oh yeah, the old school GoPro.
So I've got the old school one, and I've got the new ones now.
Yeah.
The 9's just come out, but my mate bought it the other day, and I've got it sat here. This is my Hero 8, so I bought the media mod for it.
Yeah.
Which is really good with the audio because you can clip like the Rode wireless mics to it and everything like that. But my mate's just bought the 9, and the 9, the batteries don't fit in this one. Like the battery's not compatible anymore. The media mod is non-compatible. Like it's GoPro. I've gone off on a tangent, like very much like Apple, and just gone, oh, we'll bring a new product out, but nothing will work with
GoPro are
it.
the worst. Mate, can you turn your GoPro off? I mean,
Yeah.
I can never turn mine off. I always have to take the battery out. It's a nightmare.
Which GoPro have you
got? 7 black. I've got a couple of them. I didn't want to
Yeah.
upgrade after that because I was like, there's not much point. You know,
No.
you can't see better than 4K. But then again, I like the one you've got has got the little screen on the front of it, isn't it? Is that, or is that 9? Can't remember.
No, that's the 9. So this is the 8. So you've still got the screen, but that's just telling you if it's recording or what settings in. The 9 now has a forward-facing camera. Well, the purpose I bought the mod is the mod you can clip a camera on top as a forward-facing camera. But what I have found though, because it's such a wide-angle lens, even if I'm pointing it not directly at me, I am still in shot a lot of the time.
Get you.
But this is like your video. So if anyone hasn't seen, when I met Jimmy, you were telling me about the lawnmower that you were selling on eBay. So this is epic. You need what I'll do, I'll put a link to it. So what Jim did was he was just sold, it wasn't you didn't want the money for it, you just wanted to do this, didn't you, for a video. So
this is on the other channel. This is on the other YouTube channel. This isn't on Plumberparts.
So he did the most cinematic sequence and light and camera and audio and just you must have spent a couple of days on this, didn't you? Editing this video.
It was early in lockdown.
Was that what it was?
So is that
lots of free time?
Yeah, well, it was kind of, yeah, a little bit. I mean, work sort of went a bit weird, didn't it, over lockdown? Let's face it, everyone, even in the trades, which I think have been probably the least affected, apart from when it comes to getting material, especially if you're a plasterer. I mean, British Gypsum,
that was bad,
didn't it?
They were giving it away a couple of weeks ago in B&Q, literally taking them for free.
Brilliant. Really?
Yeah, because they couldn't sell it. It was all going out of date.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it gets old, most skims just won't go near it, will they? Because it
No.
goes all lumpy or whatever. Or they just eat it. I don't know what they do with it, but being a skim. But no, I wanted to sell the old lawnmower, so I thought I'm going to make a Sky Atlantic type sort of sponsored by Volvo, kind of advert. So that's kind of what I did.
It
And
was
this guy
so
bought
good.
it. I can't believe how much it sold for. The amount of work I put into that video, and it sold for like 30 quid. This old shitty lawnmower. But yeah, it was
It
good.
was
Good
meant.
fun.
It was meant. But like, because obviously I've probed you every now and then about YouTube questions and this sort of stuff. What point, because obviously you still do stuff on the tools a bit.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
what point did you sort of make the exchange from a plumber to a YouTuber to a point?
I think in a way, I mean, most people, a lot of people probably say, "Oh, you shouldn't think like this," but you've just got to think about money after a while. I
Mm.
mean, where do you earn more money? And when you've got, I mean, like yourself, you've got a young family or whatever. I've got like my missus who's literally just harvests money from me. My cat. Basically, I've got one more year apparently before I have to have kids.
Oh, really?
I've been told. Yeah, I've been told, mate. I'm on the limit now. So hopefully, I'll be like firing duds or something. I can go on with living life, going on holiday.
I'll be a donor. Your kids will be a lot taller than you. Yes, that's not a problem. I'll.
Well, definitely won't be the dad.
Yeah.
You've met Emily, and you want to be a donor? God,
Oh
mate.
no, I'll just send it in the post.
What am I saying, poor old Emily? God, dearie me. She does like a fag in bed after sex.
Oh God.
I'm
Oh
only
God.
joking, Christ. But no, I mean it's the money. Yeah. When
Yeah.
you have to make and also the love of making video. And a lot of people, I don't know if you get this, but a lot of people say to me, "Oh, you're doing the trade over by telling someone how to fix their TRV pin." It's
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, most plumbers, and I'm sure there's a similar sort of job in the electrician world. Most
Yeah.
plumbers don't want to drop what they're doing to come and free up a radiator for Doris. But also, a massive thing for me is teaching apprentices using the videos. I mean,
Exactly the
this is not
same.
something I thought would ever happen. I mean, they now use, like, all the colleges or a lot of colleges use our plumbing videos to teach their
Exactly.
apprentices a theory of what they're doing.
Exactly the same. Yeah, I get that many messages
So,
from lecturers privately on Instagram saying we've used your videos because I don't have the swearing in the videos. It makes it so
yeah,
much easier for use my content to learn off. And obviously I'm doing good content enough that I could say, this is great on-site stuff. If you can't get a job, watch as many of these as you
yeah,
can. And then I've had loads of students messaging me saying, we've had your stuff on all day. And it's something I never thought would happen ever, but they see the way I treat my apprentice, and a lot of messages from people saying, I wish my boss would treat me like you do, because I let my apprentice do stuff. I let him make mistakes. I watch, he'll learn. And I think he is a rare breed. He is a superstar anyway.
mate, it's hard to find. They are difficult to
Yeah.
find, those apprentices. I mean, I don't know if you get asked this quite a lot, but a lot of the questions I get is how to get an apprenticeship. And I'm always a bit like, I don't know. Think of this, right, Nick? If you go to, I mean, where do you get most of your stuff? Like Edmondson, something like that? WF?
It's a small independent wholesaler around the corner from me.
All right. So imagine you turn up there. I don't know. You're a Sparky. So your first job, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt, taking the piss out of it. Yeah. You turn up there at 11, or well, let's just say in real terms, you're probably going to turn up there 7:30 in the morning, aren't you? Trying to get some
Yeah.
bits and bobs or whatever. If there's a young lad there who is stood there outside saying, "I want an apprenticeship," giving you his name and number, that speaks volumes to me more than like someone getting their mum and dad to write you a letter or
In
something like
email,
that.
what I'd get. Yeah.
Oh, it's like,
100%.
why bother, mate?
Yeah.
If someone's there, I think if a kid does that, their chance of getting an apprenticeship goes up
Through the roof.
150%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're watching out there, lads, do that.
Yeah.
ladies.
But don't get into any strangers' vans, Christ. Make sure you know them. Yeah, 100%.
Make sure there's someone around.
Yeah, Christ.
I didn't know the only tool electricians got is a mattress.
Oh God. Do you want to come see my puppies? No, I don't. Yeah, I get a message a hell of a lot, but my issue is I never did an apprenticeship anyway. So as much as people ask me, and obviously even though I've got an apprentice, it's a family friend. I knew him since he was born, so there was that connection there. But I always pass people on to a few other sparkies that I know, or lecturers that can give better sound advice, because whatever I say will end up being completely wrong most of the time, which is just one of them things. But I don't know.
Go on, you go.
No, I was just saying, you know, your turn. I couldn't be without an apprentice now. I never thought I could afford one at all. But now I can't see myself. I don't think you can not afford to have one, to be honest.
Yeah. And let's face it, I mean, it does come down to a little bit of money again. You can make quite good money out of your apprentice, because you can probably, I don't know, you make £5 an hour out of them or something like that. I mean, the thing you were saying about not being able to afford one, that was a big worry for me as well. It's like, you know, it's massive, isn't it? Because you're still fair, you know, you're younger than I am, obviously, but we're both still quite young, running our own businesses and that. And it's like,
you could be my dad, couldn't you?
Probably am your dad, mate. Look at you, chisel good looks.
Oh.
But
God.
one thing I remember, the local college near us did this scheme, right? And if other colleges did this, you'd get loads more apprentices. And the apprentice was effectively employed by the college. So at the end of each month, you'd say to the college, he's worked, I don't know, 200 hours or something like that. I don't know. And they'd invoice you for 200 hours of his work. Yeah. And then you could just, you know, add a little bit more onto that for the customer or whatever, make you a little bit out of it. But also the college then covered his sick pay and his holiday pay. So there's no risk for you as a sole trader.
No, that's
which I
good.
thought was an absolute class scheme, but I've not heard of it anywhere else. So they've only done it down here. From what I can
the only incentive I've been given from taking mine on, they said I'll get $2,000 a year, one at 6 months and then one at the 12 months, which is great, isn't it? And I've already said to Adam, when I get that, I don't need it. I'll just give it to him. I don't mind that at all, because it's meant to go towards tools and this. But obviously, doing YouTube, I get free stuff all the time. Like, he is the most kitted out apprentice you've ever seen.
Yeah, mate, and your van tour as well. If he's in that van, Christ, it's a decent van he's going around in as well, isn't it?
He loves it, and I'm trying to get him assured on it next year, because he's only just passed his test. It got cancelled beginning of COVID, so he's only just managed to retake it. So he's fresh off the bat.
I bet that was gutting for someone like, how old is he? 17, 18?
His test was cancelled a day before lockdown, and then he had to wait nearly 6 months to retake it.
That is absolutely brutal.
So yeah, as soon as I get him on the van, because he loves it. I already trust him. If he said, "Can I take the van out?" Yeah, of course, no problem at all. It's just one of them things of, because I get him every now and then if we're on a customer's drive, just to shift it around the driveway. I've got no issue with him doing that, but it's equally, it's just a van. If it gets a few dents or scratches, it is what it is.
Do you have radio war? I mean, let's face it, you're different ages. You don't want to be listening to history or whatever, or he doesn't anyway.
No, I'm 11 years older than him, so we both like Radio 1, to be fair. And if I get sick of Radio 1, I just then stick my phone on, and then I annoy him with all the crap I listen to.
What I used to do with mine, as we were going home, we'd go, like, near his house was Mackie D's. I'd get to the roundabout, I'd start indicating to go into Mackie D's, and you could see him like a little puppy. And then as we'd go like that, I'll be like, indicate the other way, go straight back to his house, and he'd sit at the other end of the van, like on the bench seat, all like, I
believe you've done this.
Yeah. He once asked me, he said to me, we're in the van, and he said, Jimmy, have you ever had a wank in the van? And I looked at him and I went, not in this seat, Matt.
Oh no, poor chap. Adam's never asked me that. I don't think he wants to know. Poor kid. Plus his mom and dad. I know his mom and dad really well, so if I ever want to embarrass him, I just speak to them. Fact. But the thing is, how long ago did you have an apprentice?
Mate, I had an apprentice for about 2.5 years. And then, well, this is actually, like, going back to your earlier question with the YouTube thing, started getting to a stage where YouTube was really, really getting, like, I was getting a bit up. I was getting worried that I wasn't giving him a good enough apprenticeship, even though, you know, at the end of every day, I'd send him like WhatsApps of schematic drawings of systems, and I'd put I'd label all the components in it. Say, look, we worked on this system today. This was the actual layout of the system we were working on. Can you number off all the components in it? And you know, all that sort of stuff. So, you know, maybe apprenticeship. But anyway, I kind of felt after a while that, you know, I think I was not doing him justice.
Yeah.
And he's a great lad. So I rung up one of my mates, basically, those guys I know in the next town. and said, would you take him on? And they did. And I still see him to this day. And funny enough, he was dropping off scrap next to the studio where I've got a studio, and basically came in, oh, the wife's here. The wife's here. She's got something, Nick.
What's she got? What is it? What is it?
I don't know. She's coming in there. Hopefully it might be amber coloured and probably about 4%. Cool. Look at that. So lucky. Look at that.
Oh, I tell you what.
It's the health of Cardinal Path. Cheers, love.
Plumbers, ladies and gentlemen, plumbers. Yeah.
I think I might go and play golf now.
In the God's sake. In the dark. Get glow in the dark golf ball. Done.
Yeah, man. Go a bit of dark golf. But no, I mean, yeah, it's great. Having an apprentice is one of the best things you can do. It's very rewarding. It is kind of challenging because I mean, I don't know if you've had this, but you are almost like a big brother or a dad because they do go through stuff, you know, like girlfriends and stuff like that, and you've got to be there for that as well, you know.
Well, this leads me on to how much you know about my history and whatnot, but I went through some shit a couple of years ago. Dad died. One of the best friends took his own life, all that sort of stuff, and that's one of the sole reasons I started to hate my job. Working by myself, hated it. I couldn't stand being by myself. I just boredom, loneliness, all that sort of stuff. But as soon as Adam started with me, it gave me this like utter kick and boost to start doing more stuff, like enjoyment, like showing him stuff. And then now I'm inseparable. Like when he's off on days on college on a Monday, I'm just there like, I don't want to go to work. And you know, I had a quite a big panic attack 2 months ago, whatever, at work. He wasn't with me on a Monday. And I walked in to this really empty house doing the ICR, and there was a big coat hanging up at the top of the stairs. It's in the room. Completely set me off, flashbacks, all that sort of stuff. Like only for like half a second, but enough for me to go, lost all colour, crying, all that. I mean, I'm happy to speak about it because everybody needs to know that if this happens to you, it's fine. Talk about it. Don't be ashamed about it because it's one of these things that's human. It's natural.
Yeah.
Messaged him straight away after speaking to my other half, and guys, you wouldn't leave me alone for us today. Like text me, ringing me, you're all right, come the next day, we're chatting about it all day. He's 17 years old and he's so mature, but equally he's like, I'd do anything for him. He's like a best friend. And to have that relationship with an apprentice is...
Yeah, I mean, it is really good. And in a way, I mean, let's face it, we probably all had you've heard of the apprenticeship where you've got old has been dumped with someone who's like about to retire. They're maybe on a national company and they just don't really want them around. I just don't think that's fair to do that. And this always happens, mate, when I drink beer. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, it's good to have. I mean, it's an amazing thing to have an apprentice that you sort of really, really get on with and everything, and you know, have as a friend. Sometimes you have to also be somewhat stern. There's always time for that. People always make mistakes or whatever, or at least not stern, just like, come on, mate. I know you went out on Sunday night.
Yeah, see, he's not got to the drinking age yet as such with going out. But even if he did, it's because of lockdown. This whole year it's just been wiped clean. But we've had words in the past. We always rib each other. We're always calling each other stupid names when customers aren't around. Swear words, you know, everything under the sun. Jokingly, but he knows if I say it in a certain tone. When it's like the other day, he just wasn't concentrating, pulling some downlights through, and we fished all of it through, all the rods through, pulled it down, and he goes, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Where's the cable gone?" And he'd fished the switch wire back down the hole, and I looked at him and just went, "Fucking get your head straight." And he looked at me like, "What have I done?" I was like, "Just pay attention." And he was just tired. It was just one of them things like I couldn't be arsed, and he was just there like. And after that, we were just messing, joking around. But it was one of them things of he just had to go, "Oh right, yeah, oh yeah, of course, yeah." But it's just stuff. I have no issue with that.
It's just that, isn't it? You know, it's just the way it is. They're young. They're not 100%. You know, you're doing a job. They haven't got to that stage yet where they've priced a job, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, all those things they'll learn along the way in their apprenticeship. They'll even learn stuff from you about how you interact with your customers, which they can't teach them that in college. I mean, that's what I always really annoys me at these college-only courses. It's like that does not teach you. I mean, it doesn't teach you half of what you need to know. Not even. Yeah, it just teaches you the theory of it, but it doesn't teach you, like, the real bits that you can only learn by being on site, you know.
The real world
Those
stuff,
random
chiseling,
cock-ups. So
chasing,
those live neutrals, neutral drops. Yeah,
the
yeah,
neutral
yeah.
drops,
Chiseling,
yeah.
those
Or
neutral drops, mate, bastards.
oh, I hate them, hate them. Oh, God's sake. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean with the talking to customers. I've sent him in to the jobs by himself. When I've sat in the van, I'm on the phone. Yeah, mate, go in, introduce yourself. And now, no problem at all. Walks in, and he understands trying to get a rapport. And I've always taught this from the beginning. It wasn't like a thing that I actively did in my head, but I said, when you go to speak to customers, when you're going in quoting and whatnot, look around, see if you have anything in common, look at the pictures on the wall, look, stuff like if there's a picture of India or a motorbike. I've been to India, I've got motorbikes, instantly ask a question. And as soon as you do that, you've got some sort of interaction relationship with the customer. That instantly gives you the upper hand over another guy coming to quote that walks in and grunts everything and goes, yeah, gives them a price. You can come across friendly, like you want to chat, you get that thing. And he did it the other day quite a few times. I don't know if he did it on purpose or it's just now in his head, like you walk it, oh, right, cool, yeah, mention that, get that under, yeah. And I was looking at him like, good lad, really good lad. Because at some point, if he ever goes off by himself, he'll be in there before other people.
Yeah, what do you think you're going to do there with that one then? When he gets to the age, I mean, I've always heard this. There's this saying is you should teach an apprentice so well that they can leave at the end of their apprenticeship, but you should treat them so well that they don't want to.
Yeah, exactly. This is it. Yeah, exactly the same.
Good mantra, isn't it? To sort of do an apprenticeship thing.
We've already spoke about it before because a lot of people said to me
So
online.
you basically told him you're going to fucking kill him, aren't you, if he leaves?
I will lock you in the back of the van and you will never leave.
He will be on that mattress for years.
Jesus, he does like a good cuddle in the back of the van. We've spoke about it. He's turned around and said he doesn't have any intention of going self-employed because he can see the paperwork, he can see the quotes, the invoices, the certificate, all the stuff you do in the background. He ain't interested in that. I went into it too young. I went in 18 and somehow I've managed to come out the other side and where I am now. But even in, let's say, 5 years' time, his apprenticeship's 3 years, he's 2 years down the line. As long as I pay him what he's worth, which every year, come January, he's having a pay rise. He doesn't have to have one, but I'm going to do it anyway. I know his worth. As long as I know his worth and he knows that I know his worth, I don't think that'll be an issue. But if it comes 10 years down the line,
maybe give him a partnership. Offer him a partnership, mate.
No, absolutely not.
It's the only way, isn't it? Give him in the business.
Well, the thing is, he's come to the stage now where we're talking about stuff. I go, oh, just go and grab this from our van. Can you get our? And I'm like, I literally, what do you mean our van? I'll stay there. It's a much stupid thing to say. And I'm calling stuff like it's ours. It's or when I get sent stuff, as soon as it turns up in the post, he goes, oh yeah, I'll have that. All right.
I tell you what, it's probably a good time to say as well to anyone who's early in their apprenticeship or about to start it, who might be watching Nick's video. When you get sent to the van, it's not, well, it is a little bit because we're lazy, but it's the first way you learn what everything is. So every time you go to the van, you're learning what a 15 mil T coupling is. You're learning what semi-skim milk is.
Semi-skim milk. Like or 25 mil patches. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned it now because Adam, he's more OCD than me in the sense of he likes the van tidy. I like the van tidy, but equally, if I just want to chuck it in, I'm just going to chuck it in. But he likes his place. Yeah, well, Friday afternoon happens every afternoon of the week at the moment. He puts everything back in the right place. So I'll go looking for a van. I'm like, oh, fucking hell, I can't find this. He goes, what are you looking for? Oh, some 20 mil open grommets. Oh, top right at the back. Oh, cheers, Adam. And I'll go and get it out. And he's just like, oh, I put them there the other day. It made sense that they were close to the back door. We use them more often. I was like, God, I'm getting old. Yeah. No, absolute awesome superstars. But it's I don't know at what point, because I had this conversation last night. Obviously, I've got a unit now, which I spoke to you about the other day. Papers are signed. I'm getting the keys this Monday. So I've had parcels turn up today in the post, and the first thing I opened was a smoke machine.
Ripping me off on the smoke machine.
Wow. You wait, my tuk-tuk's turning up soon. My tuk-tuk.
Did you see my ITS advert? Did you see that? The ITS advert?
Yes, I did. You stood in your boxes and then bang, got some tools, bang, got some clothes. That was good.
Bang, got a boner. No, it wasn't that bad.
You couldn't see that. You didn't have any blue pills on you.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd take a Pfizer blue pill, but would I take the vaccine? Probably would actually,
Oh,
and a blue pill.
good
Emily,
night, that is.
I'm
Dang.
vaccinated and I've got a boner. Anyway, we digress.
Moving on.
We digress.
Yeah, so what point, if the unit goes well, and because I'm going to do videos on this channel, the Sparks Fly one, I'm going to do some videos on my main channel, depending on what I can film, as and where. And that's just going to go just from strength to strength, hopefully. The more effort put in, I'm going to put 100%, get it the way I want. I'm going to set a podcast station up there. That's the goal. And I'm already thinking down the line, you give it a year, 2 years, I'll be earning more money off YouTube than I will off Sparking. But I love my job, and not many people say they can do. I don't want to leave electrics.
Mate, you still got to do it. You got to keep your hand in anyway, just for your knowledge.
Well, even for Adam's sake, he's still got 3 years, 2 years left, and I'm not going to drop him at all. I'd never let him be done hard by myself or anyone else. So I will always do Sparking, but maybe, well, I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. Maybe 1 week on, 1 week off, or vice versa. I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to it and really excited of what, like I say, the future brings, because I've worked my ass off for it this past year and it's paying off so well. And you do get the odd haters.
Well, it's the endless thing, isn't it? I mean, you must get this with people like who you meet outside of YouTube and outside of being an electrician. Like I don't tend to tell people that I do YouTube for a living, because it usually ends up in the same old questions like, how do you make money out of that? But a lot of the time, and I especially get this with young people, they seem to think that running a YouTube channel is basically easy.
You sit at home playing a game.
Yeah, I'm doing nothing. Yeah, basically. I mean, okay, there's can play Fortnite and earn millions of quid. Good on them. But if you're going to run a YouTube channel of good content stuff, then it is not easy. I mean, I spend most nights, I'll get up, usually I'm up at 6 a.m. I'll be in here editing usually till 9 o'clock every night of the week. And I'll go in, all right, Emily, no night. And that's it.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jimmy. I'm your husband. No, I know it's the same. Thing is, it's the same. It's even worse for me. And I'm not trying to say who's got it more done by, but I still got my main job. I've got 3 kids. I've got 4 cats that I didn't want. Trying to get up in the morning, sort the kids out, have breakfast, wait for Adam to turn up, go to work, come back, well, record all day if I can, come back, spend time with the kids, do all that, bedtime, shower, then edit videos, then maybe do a podcast twice a week at the moment, like the sound it is, and then go to my other half. Hello there, I am your other half, and sorry I've not seen you for 6 weeks, but this is what I look like now. But equally, I know you said to me, I said this from day one, out of lockdown, I'm pushing it. I'm going to work as hard as I can up until Christmas. I have 2 weeks off over Christmas, recoup, rethink, rejig stuff, and build. The whole thing, I'm trying to be building this thing that I wanted to do really hard. And the kids haven't been hard done by, because I made sure I spent time as much as I can, because I know that for the click of a fingers, mate, they're bloody 22 years old. So
mate, and there'll come a time where some of the stuff you're doing now on the channel, like, I don't know, social media and things like that you'll actually be able to sort of seed off to someone else, basically, and that'll free up a lot of your time. I mean, I remember every morning for 10 years I'd get up and do 10 posts to go out and buffer, like to be staggered out throughout the day. Even when I was on holiday, every morning. I remember, like, I went and saw my brother. He's in the RAF. He's in Cyprus, and I went to see him in October. I don't know, about 3 or 4 years ago. And my sister came downstairs. I've got this lovely villa, and she come down like 6 a.m. to get some water. And there I am sat at the laptop doing like posts for that day. And she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Honestly, this is every day. You cannot stop. You have to do this every day." And answer comments, and and then Josh, I don't know if you've seen any of the videos. We've got my mate Josh, who is like a young plumber. He sort of knows what I do, and basically now I've said, "Josh, can you take that on and do that?" And he's doing it, and he's doing a brilliant job. And I still look on it every day, but I don't have to sit down.
Josh is the one that's taking over your Instagram.
Post going out.
Yeah.
Josh, as he's known on my phone as Joshy Boo.
Joshy Boo. Hi, Joshy Boo. Hi, Josh.
Joshy Boo.
Joshy Boo. I can say I already spoke to my brother about this a while ago, because his job's computer IT, he's like quite specialist, writing programs and all that sort of stuff. And he is so invested in what I do. Like, he's over the moon for me, chuffed to bits, which is fantastic, because he helped me to start with a little bit with the editing, because I hadn't done it before. But at some point, ship it off to him and say, listen, here's the SD card. I've got 3 videos on it. Can you sort it for me? Otherwise, I'm just draining time with my family that I won't get back. I know I won't.
Yeah, man.
It's just finding the level.
Killer, isn't it?
Yeah. Luckily, I've got it down to a
Editing is
T.